Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. See you later. And we're done. Oh, never mind. What are we doing today? Today, I bought a new storage cart. Because I have the old art cart, you know, the Raskog art cart that everybody has. And all I end up doing is creating a death pile with it. Morning, Gleanne. All I do is create death piles. The bottom tray is where things go to disappear, never to be seen again. The middle tray is stuff that I never need because I can't get into it. And the top is all my alcohol markers and acrylic pens and things like that. It's quite organised. But I just keep dumping crap on top of it, so I can never get to them. Morning all, DC, Becky, Susan, hello. So, let me show you what I got myself. Your cart turned into a garbage cart so fast. Yes. Yes. I've got one that I use for my sewing stuff, which I've got I put my sewing machine and its pedal and everything on top, plus my little box of extra feet and bobbins, spare bobbins and needles and all that kind of stuff. All the essentials go on the top. And then down at the bottom, I've got fabric stuff that I don't need to access very often, but I can never find. Things like that iron-on webbing, my little iron, which I've got stored on the bottom of my cart, stuffing, that kind of thing. And then the middle one is just whatever stuff I'm working on at the moment. And that works really well. So the whole cart is just my current sewing project, my current machine sewing project. What I'm going to do with this one is turn it into my current hand sewing project, which is my quilt, because I actually have enough to fill up all 3 trays just with my quilting stuff, and that will free up 3 drawers over there, which will make all my life so much easier. But the art cart, the problem with my desk is I don't have any storage. I have 3 drawers here, which I've currently got papers for like journaling and just general papers. And when it gets full, I go through it and I either try to use it up or bin it. I've got my pens. I had a massive clear out of pens, and these are all the pens I own except the ones that are in my pots, in my pencil cases that I'm actually using. And then I've got a thing of washi tape. Unfortunately, I also got extra washi tape over Christmas, so I now have to find somewhere to put all this. But actually, having it in a bag like this is quite good because I can see what's in here, and I can rummage around without everything ending up on the floor, and I can go, oh, that's the one I want, and I can grab it like that, and then I can unzip it and pull it out, and it's actually quite good. And I've got another one of these bags, so the rest of my washi tapes may end up in another one of these bags because it's a workable solution. But what I want is for my storage cart to be able to... I specifically got one with drawers that can be removed. I had one before. Let me show you what it looks like. Hold, please. It's actually due to be delivered this afternoon, so hopefully it'll be here soon. Okay, so just let me get a picture of it. Let me get that picture of it. It'll make more sense because it's a bit easier to see context, I don't know about you, but I hate it when all you can see is the actual piece of furniture. You can't actually see it in context of how big it is in a room. It means nothing to me. It could be the size of a walnut, or it could be the size of my house. I have no spatial awareness. So this is the cart I got myself. Let me here we go. This is my cart that's coming. Now, I had one before, like I say, that was just this side, so it was just that bit, and it was great until it was great for about the first 3 years, and then it started to wobble because it was so tall and skinny that any movement made it tilt like that, and every time it tilted like that, all the trays fell out. So that went in the bin real fast because there was no way to stop that happening. You can't stop two things like that going like that when there's already bars across that are supposed to do with that. So this time round, I knew that these trays are really good. I've also, because it's the same make, I've also still got some of the trays. I only kept half of them, I think, but I have been using them to put stuff in, but they all get stacked up here and it's kind of annoying. So I was thinking, you know, having a couple of trays that I can just swap in and out would be kind of useful. But also it's got these wider trays here, which would be good for stuff that won't fit in these little ones. But because it's wide, it should also not wobble about so much. It should be more stable. So it's really easy to put together. I put the last one together in about 10 minutes. So it's going to be nice and simple to put together. But I wanted to get my brain around before I pull it out of the box and put it together, and it's taking up another space in the room, and then I've got to sort through stuff and blah, blah, blah. I want to work out what I want to put in these drawers that will make most sense. So that's what I'm going to do today, is figure out this configuration, because what I want to be able to do is just, when I'm streaming, pull out a drawer and work on what I need to work on, and then put the drawer back when I'm finished. So if I want my journaling stuff, I want to be able to just pull out my drawer with my journaling stuff in it. If I want to work on my planner, I want to be able to pull out my planner stuff. If I want to work on my astrology, I want to, and so on. Okay, so that's the plan, Stan. Let's get the camera. I don't know why my camera keeps... Is it me that keeps moving over on my camera? I can't tell. But anyway, this is what we're working on. So this, I've shown you this journal before, but this is my working journal. This is my studio journal. It never leaves my desk, and it is entirely for, I use it for things like warm-ups and notes and project ideas and testing supplies and just general stuff. General ideas, paint swatches, stuff that I want to put in that I find inspiring. Unsurprisingly, this was sent to me by Bun. It's weird, it's creepy, and it's got a slightly odd religious medieval bent. Totally up my street. So yeah, I just put in here things that I find inspiring. I work on art challenges. Sometimes I put in things that have fallen out of other books. I've got just things I like, colour charts from different things, and I mark off which ones I've got. I put in ridiculous jokes from my YouTubers. This is from Pam J's grandson. The ultimate joke. I love this joke. It's so bad, it's good. Question. Do you want to hear a joke about pizza? Never mind, it's too cheesy. I'd already drawn the pizza, and the joke had to go in there. The joke had to go in there. This is just me doing warm-up exercises, trying a different pen. Sometimes I do, this was a live stream. Sometimes I just do collage, because I fancy putting things together visually. So there's all sorts of here. These were live streams. project notes, Patreon notes, machine cover ideas and measurements and things, just all sorts. And when I've got something like these pages where I've just done swatches, I will come back and I'll throw in pictures that I like, that don't have a place to live anywhere else. So, I mean, I've got zine ideas and notes and drawing birds practice, portraits. Sometimes I stick in the tracings that I've done for various things. This originally was just this, and then I drew this little guy because I wanted to do a quick sketch of him. And then I just came back and I had all these. This was me clearing out my journal drawer. So I had all these bits and pieces in my journal drawer, and they all fit this page. So let's make use of them, put them in a journal somewhere so they are. It now becomes a mood board, an inspiration board. It's got colour, it's got, you know, there's all sorts of ideas. I can open this page and look at it and go, okay, what ideas can I pull from this page? And that's what I find useful. More warm-ups and practice, and occasionally I have this sort of stuff in here. This will now go into my astrology planner, because the only reason I put this in here was because I printed this out too big. I usually printed it A4 and I printed it too big. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick it in here and be done with it. Now, of course, this size, I can put that in my happy planner. So that won't happen again. Bits of photos from my studio reset. This was a page from a journal that fell out. I got rid of the rest of the journal. But this was about when the white rhino, Sudan, passed away, which was really sad. This is one of Bun's printable sketches, and I just really like the vibe of this one, so I printed that out on some sticky paper and stuck it in. I've got information about the paper that I got from my printer. These had been hanging around on my desk for years, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick them in somewhere, so I've actually got them in a book where I can look at them. This was all the information from my Funko project. Just some warm-up ideas for a Halloween thing I was doing. Sometimes I skip pages. I bump around all over, because I literally just open it to a page. This was all the stickers that I did for the Christmas decorations. You know, I've just got all sorts of stuff in here. So that's what I use this for. And it keeps my work journaling, studio ideas, creativity stuff separate from my actual journal. I mean, I do stuff in my actual journal that's very similar to this, but this is specifically, you know, if I am looking for how did I organise my art cart last time, it will be in my studio journal. Unfortunately, it's no use to me. The last one is no use to me because I haven't done it for like 5 years, and the last one was 3 drawers, and this one is 15. So it makes no difference. It's not going to help me. I think we need a fresh start. Okay, so how am I going to figure this out? The temptation is just to, you know, put the thing together and start throwing stuff into it, but that's not going to work. And I know it's not going to work. So this is going to be big projects. I don't necessarily mean the project itself is big. I just mean like maybe the book I'm working in is big, or the amount of supplies I've got for it is big, or something like that. So for instance, I could put my happy planner and my astrology stuff in 2 different drawers, 2 different small drawers, or I could just put all my happy planner stuff in together in one big drawer. That's what I need to figure out what I want to do. That will depend on how many big drawers I need, right? So we've got 5 drawers on this side. I also need to think about things like how do I access stuff, because like the bottom drawer, I can't put anything in the bottom drawer that's too heavy because I won't be able to lift it. But also I can't really put anything in the bottom 2 drawers that I might need on stream. Well, this drawer I could, if it's just like, this will be probably a good one for tools, because I can just open the drawer, leave it open, and just keep pulling things out of it. But these ones I might need to actually take the whole drawer out. I can't use these because I can't pull these 2 out while I'm sat down. I have to stand up to do that. It's a bit of an oxymoron, I know, but it's just the way my hands are. I can carry something from there to there, or I can carry something from like waist height up, but to actually pick it up from the ground, I have to bend down to do it and lift it up. I have to use my whole back. I can't just be sitting down and reach and do it that way. That doesn't work for me. And then this side we've got 10 drawers, and I don't think I'm going to even try to draw 10 equal rectangles. I'm just going to draw a big rectangle and just divide it into 5, and then 10. So the first thing I need to do is figure out what projects and what do I need to have in certain things. So what's going to need to go in the big side and what's going to need to go in the small side. Things that don't have a lot of supplies, that are just 1 or 2 bits and pieces, can go in a smaller one. But things that have only a few supplies, but they're big supplies, like for instance, my glue, I can't put that in a small drawer. I mean, I can if I lay it down, but I don't want to lay it down. I store it like that. It needs to go in a deep drawer. If it goes in a drawer at all, it might go on the top, because there's like a little ledge on top. And this ledge, that is dumping ground area. That is going to be the worst nightmare to organise, because that is going to be dumping ground. If there is a flat surface, I'm going to pile stuff on it. Seriously, you should see the mess that's next to my desk right now. So one part of this, I'm going to put my, I organised my couch, I call it a couch bag. I mean, it's really just, I've got my journals and planners in it, and plus a couple of odd supplies. So here it is, it's all set up. I don't have it stuffed full of things. Literally I had my 2 happy planners, my 2 journals. I've got a pouch of papers and things that are going into my journal. I've got my little thing. What's it called? Well, it's a laptop riser, but I use it for my iPad. I use it for my small sketchbook, all sorts of things like that. I had my iPad in here as well, and it just meant that I could corral everything together. I'm finished with those. Those don't need to go and stay in there, so those can go back in the drawer. So yeah, it just means that I've got somewhere to put everything. I can put my coffee cup. Fits in here. I can put my phone and stuff, fits in here. I have some stickers in here at the moment, but this is like just the stuff that I use both here and over on the other desk and in my bedroom. I've got to have it all together, and I've got one pencil case that I carry everywhere, because if I'm going to sit and do art, I'm going to sit at my desk. If I'm going to do journaling, proper journaling, I'm gonna sit at my desk. But if I just want to sit there and go through my planners and my journals and things, and just do my knitting, as I like to call it, just faffing around in each one to update things or cross things off or whatever, I don't need all my supplies with me. So that's been really useful, and that will be one of the things that lives on the top of the cart. I also bought a load of these things, which are fantastic. These are just brilliant. This, for instance, will be going into my sewing cart, because into my when I've cleared this one out, it'll be going into that cart, because this is all my hand sewing stuff. So, you know, I've got my cutters and my elastics and my beads and my pins and my sewing needles and stuff like that. It's all in there. And these are great because they clip closed, and they are, then you've got because this is a lip, you've got somewhere to put things that they don't keep rolling around all over the place. You've got a carry handle. I mean, they're just fantastic. And they're a really good size. So I've got quite a few things like that I can organise into these. But the idea was that these would be used for little sections of stuff that I need to have together, like this, my hand sewing stuff, but also current projects. Like I had all my, you probably remember, I had all my bling for my Christmas junk journal, was all in one of those. Well, now that I'm not finished my Christmas junk journal yet. I'm still working on it, but once I've done with putting things into it from that box of stuff will be filed back into my Christmas box, and then that box will be free for something else. So that's how it's working at the moment. So I think what I need to start with is just the projects. And what I thought would be the easiest way to do it, I'm not going to use the blue ones because I like the blue ones. I use the blue ones a lot. It's the pink ones I don't really use because I'm not a big fan of pink. So let's use the pink ones because they may get kept, they may get thrown out. But I thought what I could do with these is write down my projects, and then instead of like trying to cross things off and move things around, I can just move the sticky notes around, right? That's what we're going to do. So, these are about maximum of 1/3 of a sticky note. So if I divide each sticky note into 3, I'm sitting here looking for my pen, I can't see it. I can put the project name, and then I can make a list of things that I know need to go into that project. So for instance, let's start with an obvious one that is going to be in the big projects side. I'm going to have one for tools and paints. Not all my paints, just like I've got black and white paint, acrylic paint. I've got I would include my big glue in that because that's technically a tool. My trimmer, my big ass trimmer. There is no way to conveniently store this, okay? So my big ass trimmer is going to have to live in the cart. It may have to live on top of the cart. That might have to be one of the things that goes on the top because I don't know if it's going to fit in a drawer. I think the drawers are A4 size that way. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think this is going to fit lengthways in a drawer, but we can see. I've got things like this. This is my tab punch. I don't have many punches. I've got a tab punch and I've got a circle punch. And I've got an edge punch. My edge punch lives with my junk journaling stuff. This is the stuff I use for my planner. But this is a hulking great thing. Needs to be in a toolbox somewhere. So that's the kind of thing I want to put in there. So my tools and paints will be black and white acrylic, which are tall bottles like these. They're much bigger bottles. I usually only buy small bottles of acrylic paint. I don't buy big bottles of acrylic paint because small bottles last me forever. Black and white acrylic, glue. Actually, I could put all my glues in there, in my toolbox. I'll put trimmer, but I'll put that in brackets because I'm not sure if it'll fit in the drawer. I also need things like what other things. Feel free to jump in and add stuff if you think you've seen me with something that should go in this box. Feel free to let me know. Organise chaos with your flat surfaces. Hubby will put anything on any flat surface. Yeah, same. Same. My answer is not to have any flat surfaces. Or to have things where the flat surface is something that has to open like that. Because then you don't tend to put things on top of it. That said, my scanner has a massive pile of stuff on it. But that massive pile of stuff is all stuff that needs to go in my cart when I get it. So hopefully that will stop that happening. Because right now I've got so much stuff everywhere. I don't know where to look. It's all piled up around me. Because I literally have 3 drawers. My middle drawer here is all my paints, inks, palettes, watercolours, everything. Everything except my gouache is in that middle drawer where I can pull the drawer out and access it easily. The top drawer is stuff. If I need a paperclip, if I need staples, if I'm looking for my little sprocket printer paper, if I'm looking for my little sprocket, if I'm looking for a spare cable, all that stuff lives in the top drawer. It's basically a junk drawer, but it's stuff that is necessary, and I clear it out regularly. And then the bottom drawer is one of those hanging file drawers, and I've got all my... I actually put one of those box files in that's like a concertina file, and I taped it to the edges of I taped it in the desk so it doesn't keep concertinaing, and I've got all my papers in it. Loose papers, sketch pads, tracing paper, greaseproof paper, specialist paper, coloured card, all that kind of stuff lives in that drawer. Which is why I have an art cart that's on wheels so that I can wheel it out of the way and open these drawers whenever I need to. I've got, because there's always space underneath those hanging files, I've got my not A12, 12 by 12 plastic storage, my clear plastic storage with my 12 by 12 scrapbook papers in. I only have one. It's about that thick, and if it gets too full, then I've got too much paper and I need to start using it. I need to get that out because I've got to make some dividers for my happy planner. So, tools, acrylics, glues, actual tools, which I will probably put in either a clear Ziploc bag. These, the place I buy my leggings from, always sends them in these, and they're so useful. So every 6 months or so, I get another 3 of these. And it's really handy because I get to put stuff in them and use it for organisation. And they do last about 6 months. So every so often getting new ones is really good. But I do need to have all my tools together. Like I've got some clay tools. I've got obviously scissors and things. I've got my punches, my trimmer, my I think stencils and things would probably go in there because I don't use stencils very often, but I do use them. So things like my little thermal printer. I mean, this normally lives in the top of my drawer, but I use it so often that actually it would be easier to put it in tools, because whereas my sprocket can be very temperamental and I have to charge it, so I don't use it very often, this little thing is always on the go because it's got sticker paper in it and it's really easy to use. So yeah, lots of things. I also would like possibly to have a tarot drawer, because I have a lot of tarot decks hanging around my desk that I can't really organise anywhere, because if I originally I was going to put them all up on these shelves up here, but if I do that then I lose the transparency of the shelves, which means I lose the lighting. But also it makes it really awkward when you've got things piled up on top of each other because they don't fit sideways, they only fit vertically. You have to like take out 3 things to get to the bottom one, and that is the kind of thing that just annoys the crap out of me. I would rather have them stored vertically in a drawer so I can just reach in and pull out the one I want. So all of my tarot, I've got things like these tarot stickers. I mean, where do you put these? Do you put them with your stickers? Do you put them with your tarot journal? Do you put them with your planning stuff? Because that's where most of your stickers are. Do you put where do you put this sort of stuff? So if I had it all tarot, my tarot project, so when I'm doing my tarot sessions, I can just pull out my tarot, my cards, my stickers, and it's all in there. That would be more sensible, right? Another thing that would need to go in tools is my little drawer of my little box of paper. Let's call it sticky notes. I know what it means, but it's not actually just sticky notes. It's my Hobonichi stencils. I use these quite a lot. My index cards, all sorts of things that I've got there. But I'm going to put one of those little boxes together that's going to have the rest of my planner stuff. So like, because I've got all the little tabbies and things for when you're using a book and you want to do book notes. I've got all of those, but I don't need them out all the time. I do need to have my post-its out all the time. I have to have post-its available at all times. But I don't need to have the rest of it out. So logically, put all of that into one of those little boxes, but then I don't have my post-its within easy reach, do I? Because I have to go and find the box, open the box, dig the post-its out, figure out how many I need, put them back, da da da. I can't be doing with that. I just want to be able to open a drawer and pull them out, right? So this is my brain trying to organise things. What's the word for it? I can't remember the word. It's not object permanence. It's the other one. If Tyler was here, Tyler would know. They use it too. Where you have things in the most obvious place. Things live in the place where you use them. So for instance, in my mother's kitchen, the sink, my mum's kitchen is this kind of size, and it's got things all the way around. The kitchen, the window and sink is this side. The cooker and freezer are this side, and then this is counter space. Okay. Next to the kettle, next to the sink, where is the most logical place to put a kettle? Well, for me, next to the sink. Okay, in my kitchen, I also have this set up. This is the cooker and a spare preparation area. This is the sink, and then this is another preparation area, and above it is a cupboard. Okay, so for me, the most logical thing to do is to go, that's where the kettle lives. Behind it is where all the coffee and stuff lives. And in the cupboard above is where all the mugs and stuff live. And anything coffee-wise or whatever that's storage, like spare jars of coffee, filter coffees that aren't open yet, all that kind of stuff, you know? That's how I organise it. My mum, the sink is here. The kettle is over here by the microwave. Somehow my book has moved off screen again. I don't know how I keep doing that, but I do. Okay, so the kitchen is, the sink is over here. The kettle is over here. So where do you think, bearing in mind that there's nothing here, and that this is cooker and fridge, where do you think would be the most sensible place of all these cupboards to put cups? Oh, I didn't mention the dishwasher is there. Underneath the counter there. So this is all this is all cupboards along the edge. Me, I would have put the kettle up there, right by the sink, all the cups in that cupboard, they go from the sink to the dishwasher, to the cupboard, to the kettle, to the sink, to the dishwasher, right? Never have to leave that corner to get what you need. My mum has the kettle over there and the cups over there. Why? Because the cups go from the sink to the dishwasher, to the cupboard, to the sink, to the dishwasher, to the cupboard. The kettle goes from there to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, all day. I don't understand why. It makes no sense to me at all. Object constancy. No, that's not it. It's about having things in the place that you use them. I can't remember what it'll come to me. But you put things where you need them. So I get dressed in the bathroom. My clothes get washed and dried in the kitchen, which is next to the bathroom. So all of my clothes are hung up in the closet where I suppose most people would call it a broom closet and store the Hoover and stuff in there. No, I have my clothes in that closet because why would I have all my clothes at the other end of the flat in my bedroom and have to go from my bed to my shower and back again to get ready in the morning, and then take all my dirty laundry and stuff from the bedroom to the kitchen and then wash it and take it back again? That is just bonkers to me. I have it all down that end of the flat. So, what do I keep in my wardrobe? The Hoover. Why do I keep the Hoover in the wardrobe? Because my bedroom is the only place with a carpet. It makes sense to me. My mum doesn't understand it, but it makes sense to me. If the Hoover is in the same room that the carpet is in, I am more likely to Hoover the carpet. Because I'm not going to be in that room thinking, oh, but I've got to go all the way up to the other end of the room, other end of the flat, go and get the Hoover, drag it all down, put it all together, do the hoovering, drag it all back again. It's like 3 projects in one. Why would I do that when I can just open the cupboard doors, haul out the Hoover, which I don't need to take apart because the wardrobe is huge, and then all I've got to do is plug it in and Hoover and unplug it and put it away. Plus, my bedroom is at the front of the house. So when the cylinder is full, all I've got to do is take the cylinder out and I literally just lean out the bedroom window, open the bin and tip it in. There's none of this, oh, let's go to the kitchen and get a bin bag first. No, just I have a bin bag in the bin and I just open the bin bag and I tip it in. And that job done. I have to have things set up like that because the more steps in between getting something done, the less likely I am to do it. Because when you're already in that mode of, I really want to do this, but I really want to get up and do this. But in order to do that, I have to do this, and this first. And I don't have that kind of energy right now. It just makes everything harder. I want to be able to go, you know what? I could really do with hoovering my bedroom. Go into my bedroom, pick things up off the floor and chuck them off on the bed. Haul the Hoover out, plug it in, Hoover, put it away again, and then go, right, sometime between now and when I go to bed, I need to come back in and sort out the stuff that I dumped on the bed. But that's a 10 minutes before I go to bed job. You know, I'm ready to go to bed. I sit there for 10 minutes. I just go through the stuff. I put it away. I tidy it. I bin it, whatever. And then I go to bed. You know, that's what works easiest for me. I can't be doing with all this moving things from one place to another because that's where the storage is. So, yeah. It makes more sense for me to have all the tarot decks that I use on a regular basis. All in one place with all the stuff like my stickers and my tarot journal and stuff like that, so I can just pull out the whole drawer, pop it on my desk right here and go, right, okay, that's everything I need for what I'm going to work on right now. Does that make sense? So tarot drawer would be current decks, my tarot stickers, my tarot journal, And because I do tarot and astrology, and there's not a lot of stuff with astrology that isn't just paperwork. So I might do this tarot drawer and astro, and just in here also add the paper ephemera for my astrology, and then I can keep my journal in here as well, or I can just put my journal in a separate. I might have one of these that I put all my planners and journals in, or I might just leave them in my cart, in my carry bag, and just work from there, so they're always on the top of the desk. But it would be useful to have my stickers and stuff separate for this, because I don't use the same stickers in my regular journal as I would use in here. So, yeah. So, can you imagine how long this process would take me if I was trying to do it in reality? Like, actually sitting here with all the stuff, trying to work out what needed to go where. I can't. No. I do this with room move arounds as well, because I don't have any spatial awareness. My dad can look at a piece of furniture in one house, go to a completely different house 4 days later, look at a different space and go, no, that won't fit, it's half an inch too short. You know, not me. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'll fit. Let's try it and see. And that's how we end up in the place where we sit there and we go, why did I start doing this? What have I done? And why did I do it? Right? We've all been there. Hands up if you've been there. I'm going to organise this, you say. And the next thing you know, you're sat in the middle of the room with piles of stuff around you going, what have I done? Yes. I can't do that. Okay. Now my tarot drawer, there's nothing heavy that I would need to take out of the tarot drawer. I wouldn't need to take the whole drawer out at once, because I only really need my current deck, my stickers and my journal. If I'm working on my astro, then I don't need any of this. So I'm thinking, if I put my tarot drawer at the bottom, I won't actually have to lift the drawer out. I don't have to reach down and pick anything up. I can literally just pull out my current deck, my journal and my tarot stickers, and I'm done. Or I can pull out my astrology ephemera, my stickers and my astrology journal, and I'm done. So that drawer never has to come out. I think this would be a good one for my tools. Either this one or this one, because it's going to be at the right height that I can just open the drawer and leave it open as I'm working, and I will be able to see where all my tools are. Let's make some more of these while I've got the scissors out, because we all know if I put the scissors down, they're going to end up, who knows where they're going to end up. Let's do these slightly smaller. Now these are all going to be for the small drawers. So these are going to be smaller projects. I'm going to have less stuff to put in them. But they are quite spacious. And the drawers are not, the size of the thing you can put in is not the size of the drawer, because there's a gap between the drawers. So you can have things sticking up above the drawers, above the top of the drawer, quite easily. Now, one of the things I know I'm going to want is to put all my Happy Planner stuff in one drawer. Not my Happy Planner itself, and my 2 Happy Planners and my journals are going to live in that box. But I've got my stickers, spare paper, accessories, my damn hole punch, which it's huge and it takes up space. Look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of this thing. This would be so much easier if I could just chuck it in a drawer out of the way. At the moment it's living next to my printer, which is still in the way. Now that's something I'm going to need to get into every day, I think. So that might be a good one to put there. I also want to encourage more of my journaling. So I'm thinking journal stuff. By journal stuff, I basically mean my ephemera, not my art journaling, my regular journal. Journal stuff, the pens I like to use, a few favourite rolls of washi tape of the month, washi tape of the month, a few coloured pencils for whatever colour scheme I'm using for the month, that kind of thing. Little bits and pieces that I can just chuck in there. I've got things like this little tin this is my travel tin of gouache. So things like that can live in my journal drawer, where I can just pick that out without having to pull out my entire set of jelly gouache. Okay, so big projects. My really big project is going to go separate. This is going to be my hand sewing. Is going into the 3-drawer art cart. Because I don't actually want it over here. I want it over there by the sofa, and there is the perfect size space for it to slot into next to the sofa. So that is going to be going separate. Let's make sure we know that that's separate. Let's put a little star on it so that we know it's not part of the whole of this thing. Okay, now my journal stuff, that means that this stuff in here, all this paper stuff, I can go through it and I can probably put it into like these kind of baggies, bag it up, put it in the journal drawer, which frees up this for my paper, because I don't have anywhere to put my paper. That is another thing that I need, is to have my I've got all my printer paper, my sticker paper, my photo paper, etc. All needs to be over here next to the printer. Because I'm using it a lot more, I can't have it all having to keep getting into that bottom drawer to pull it out all the time. Which means right now I've got it sat next to my desk, and that's just a recipe for disaster, isn't it? It's just a matter of time before I drop something on it and the whole stack of paper is ruined. So I would like to have all my printer paper, like maybe put my printer paper in one of these drawers, which might mean that this moves up. It might mean that these move up. See, this is why I did this. So maybe my paper storage, like the ream of paper, is in here. Because it's big enough to do that. I've got a ream of big, decent paper. I've got a ream of sticker paper. I've got a couple of these for little photo paper. And I've got my HP crappy paper that I just use for test printing and stuff like that, because it's really naff paper. So yeah, that could be for all that sort of stuff, and then a few sheets of each can go in here, and then all I've got to do is go from there to here to top it up, and this will be heavy, so it will stabilise the cart. That makes sense, doesn't it? Every time, says Maria. Yeah. It always makes me laugh, because there was one weekend where me and Little Raven Ink, both without actually talking to each other or anything, we just both decided that we were going to clear out our desk area. We're going to empty everything, clean everything, put it back, reorganise everything. And we both sent photos around the same time that looked almost identical. It was just empty shelves and a big pile of stuff. And both said, "What have I done?" I think she said, "What have I done?" And I said, "Why am I like this?" It was almost identical photos. It was so funny. But yeah, and now it's become a tradition. Whenever we both do it, we send each other the ultimate oh my god photo of I've reached the stage of oh my god, what have I done? That is basically rock bottom. It can only get better from there. Oh. Anyway. Right. So other things I need to put into somewhere. I want all my pens. I need my pens to be easy to access. Pens and pencils, easy to access. Just open the drawer and there they are. Same with my paints and, you know, my mixed media. I'm going to call it mixed media. My paint palette, my Neocolor 2s, my, you know, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean. Highlighters and things will probably go in the planning stuff, but general pens and pencils and mixed media, I need to have them right here where I know where it all is. In a similar fashion, in fact, I'm tempted to move these up so that I've got pens and pencils and mixed media, and then I've got my happy planner and papers and stuff. Actually, no, because that's going to be more storage. It's going to be my papers and stickers and things, and then my journal stuff here. Because again, then that's less of a barrier. I've got my journal stuff. I decide if I need pens and pencils, and then I can just open my mixed media drawer and have at it. That makes more sense. That means over here, this would be a good place to put my markers, etc. The ones that are currently really well organised in the top of my art cart, but I can't access because all the crap is piled on top. So, alcohol markers, acrylic and watercolour markers, all in there. Again, all in the top where I can just pull out, because I've got them all stored in. I don't know if I can pull it out without. No, I can't pull it out without tipping everything out. But you know the black cases, the zip cases that the Ohuhu markers come in. I've got my markers separated out into greens, blues, and greys, yellows, browns, and oranges, and pinks, purples, and shadow colours. And I'm using the pouches that the pens came in, and I just flip the zip thing, so they're always open. They're not closed, they're open, and they're like little buckets, little fabric buckets. And then I've got my clear carry thingy. I think it's for like cleaning tools or something, I don't know. But it's got compartments, and I've got my alcohol markers in. You've seen my acrylic markers in. You've seen me pull it out and use it, and it's really handy to just be able to pull it out. There it is on the desk, done. Now, whether that particular one will fit or not, I don't know. But if it doesn't matter, because I also have my big thing of jelly gouache, which needs to live somewhere. I've got my China palettes, which are over there, which I can't reach. They need to live somewhere. You know, there's always other stuff that can go in. So the chances are that my acrylic markers thing will live on the top, and then the rest of them will be in the drawers. But we'll see. I don't know how big the drawers are. It should be here soon. Look, it keeps... Will it let me update? 6 more stops before it gets to me. So it's probably arrived just after stream finishes, but that's okay. Right. What else do I need? I have a witchy junk journal, which I don't use very often, but I have a lot of stuff for it, and it's all in a box down here. But because it's in a box, it means it makes it difficult to pull it out and use it when I want to. So I'm thinking maybe my witchy junk journal stuff could live in there, because it's all self-contained. Just take out the box, put it in a drawer. But that would have to be a drawer that I'd need to be able to pull out. But usually when I do work on my witchy junk journal, I do that specifically, so that shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to just think ahead and go, okay, I'm going to need my witchy junk journal drawer out. Here we go. Get it out before I start the stream. As opposed to these ones, which I might halfway through a stream suddenly decide I need to pull out something else. Okay. I would like to have a couple of these spare for current projects, which is handy because that's how many post-it notes I have. So for instance, a current project is my junk journal, my Christmas junk journal. I'm still finishing it off. I will get it done, but I need to have it to hand. But it's, you know where it all is? It's piled up here. Apart from that box of stuff down there, it's piled up here in front of me. It's taking up space on my damn desk. I could do with something that's temporary storage. So a current project, Christmas junk journal. I don't need one anywhere to put my sketchbooks and stuff because I've got one of those big boxes, you know, the really useful tubs. I've got one of those down here, and I just put all my sketchbooks live in that box because it's just easier. And then whatever one I'm using at the moment will be in my carry bag. So carry bag. I don't like calling it a couch bag because I don't call it a couch, I call it a sofa. The brain. Hi, brain. Hi, brain. So my carry bag will be my planners, my studio journal, my personal journal, my current sketchbook, or the one I'm working in at the moment, basics for drawing and planning, pencil case, a few stickers and ephemera, and just basic tools, most of which I've got in my pencil case, but you know, basic things like a pair of scissors and a glue stick and a craft knife and stuff like that. Hey Ash! It's been a while. Snow day. So when I say basic tools, I mean really basic tools. A glue stick, a couple of rolls of washi tape, or even a card of washi tape, a water brush, you know, really, really basic tools. One pencil case of really basic tools. I also have... Oh, I was going to show you these. I got these. These were... I got these for like £3 a pop on from an eBay seller. I have 4 of them. I don't know where the other one is. Oh, there it is. One is space themed. This one is natural history, so nature. flowers and flora and fauna and stuff. You just got time this morning. Okay, cool. This one is art related, and then this one is just all sorts of other ephemera, and it's mostly from like newsprints or adverts or stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. I mean, this one would live in my astrology section because it's got, I mean, it's got moon stickers. It's got that fake washi tape stuff. It's got tickets and things. It's got these cutouts for like Halley's Comet and, you know, just general ephemera that you might want to decorate your page with. It's got bigger pieces at the back here. Maps and stuff. It's just really cool to have a little baggie of stuff in different different themes. So I thought keeping these in my art bag there would be really useful, because I don't need to carry all of my ephemera around with me. I just need the 1 or 2 photos that I actually want to journal, if I have any, which I would have printed out anyway. Plus, you know, this. I mean, this will do for journaling. I don't need a lot of fancy stuff. I just occasionally, I'm like, well, that's a bit of a space I could do with a sticker to put in there. You know, if I want something specific, I'll print it out, or I'll go and rummage through and find it. But most of the time, I don't need anything specific. So I thought these were really cool. And there's just lots of, I mean, how many times do you journal about the moon? You need a moon sticker. I've got a Jupiter sticker as well. Jupiter's my jam. Jupiter's my planet. He's my dude. So yeah, between these and whatever my flavour of the month washi tapes are, to work on my sofa, that's all I need. I don't need a lot of other stuff. It's not like I need to be able to wheel my art cart over to the sofa or whatever. If I'm going to do more in-depth stuff than that, I'm going to sit at my desk and do it, because it's way more comfortable. I would much rather be sat at my desk working on stuff like that than sat on the sofa. I just... Girls with large top halves, you know what it's like. You need to have a table in front of you, right? Because you can't balance things on your lap. Because if you balance things on your lap, you can't see what you're doing. Because you've got a shelf. You can't put things on your lap anyway if you've got a cat or a dog. Because... Maria. Yeah, exactly, Maria. Went MIA for a minute, was dealing with my iPad kitty. She was chasing the mouse around my work computer, had to make sure she didn't knock over my coffee. Exactly. And that's why you can't journal on a sofa if you've got pets. Perfect timing for that illustration. Oh. Exactly. Oh, and then I've got this cute little tin that... It was actually a gift card tin from Amazon, but the stickers that I've printed out myself that I use for my happy planner, I just chucked in here so that I've got a place to put them. And because this tin has clear window, that's what I was trying to say, not eye. It doesn't have an eye, it has a window. But I can see what's in here because I can look at this and go, oh yeah, that's my little self-printed stickers. There we go. Right, so how are we doing with this? What else do I need to put in places? I don't have a washi tape solution yet. I'm wondering if this... Is this my washi tape solution? Is that the washi tape solution? Oh, thank you for the super chat, Ash. Thank you so much. Thanks for always being an authentic content creator. Aww. So, I mean, basically, what you mean is, fuck it, I can't work like that. I have to work my way. I cannot fit into somebody else's mould, okay? I have to work my way. It may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I'm thinking all my washi tapes, I could put all my washi tapes like this and my stickers. Because my stickers, I've been using up my stickers. This is all I've got left. I've been using up my stickers. This is all I've got left from all those sticky boxes that I had. This is it. So these and my washi tapes, and oddments of bits and pieces like that. Current photos and things, that could all go in here. So, general ephemera, let's call it that, because these are project specific. So, like, the journal ephemera will go in the journal stuff. The happy planner ephemera will go in my happy planner. My Christmas junk journal will go in my Christmas junk journal box. But general ephemera, random crap I can use for anything, that could go in here. So that would be washies, stickers. I've got things like book pages and stuff that they're not specific to anything. And I've also got my little box of art journal of paper ephemera. So paper storage, tarot and tools, those are going to be heavy, so that'll put some weight on the bottom of that. Junk journaling stuff is always heavy, so that will put some weight on that side. So that works. Okay, so let's see. Let's go through this again. So in the top, markers, alcohol, markers, acrylic markers, watercolour markers, all that sort of stuff that is currently on the top of my art cart. I like having them at the top. Those can go in the top drawer. Paper ephemera, washi tape, stickers, book pages, collage stuff, all of that can go in the second drawer. Tools, paints, trimmers, glues, glue sticks, sticky notes, all the stuff that I reach for on a daily basis that I'm constantly going, where the hell is my Apple Pencil? All of that sort of stuff can live in there, right? A tarot and astro drawer, which would be my current deck, my tarot stickers, my tarot journal, my happy planner, my happy planner will probably live in that drawer. And then my paper storage, my proper paper storage, my reams of paper and things in the bottom, because that will add weight to the cart and it will stabilise it at the bottom. And then that will take all of this, all of these, so my pens and pencils, my journal ephemera and my washi tapes can come out of these drawers, and in those I can put printer paper, sticker paper and photo paper that I currently need. I can also I spent this morning cutting down some plain paper. I bought some heavyweight 120 GSM printer paper, which my printer does not like, but my happy planner loves. And it's nice paper to work on. I can sort of do watercolour and colouring and also it's similar to the happy planner paper. So I can use that for just working on rather than printing on. And I've cut all that down. Not all of it, but I've cut a good chunk of it down to put in that planner. So I don't need to have the rest of it out. But I will need to have some of it available, cut down so I can print on it. So then my 3-drawer cart here, once all of that's gone. So currently, most of what's on the bottom, I don't even know what's on the bottom. So who knows? The bottom may just get pulled out and chucked into a bin bag. Or it might be that I will spend the entire hour going, oh, that's where that went. Or I will look at it and go, well, now I've got 2 of those. Because I didn't know it was there and now I've bought another one. Who knows, maybe my other trimmer that I've been looking for the last 4 years is in the bottom of it. And then I'll have 2 trimmers. But that'll be good, because then I won't have to keep carrying this trimmer over there. I can just have a trimmer over there and a trimmer over here. So the 3-drawer cart would be my hand sewing stuff, which will be currently my hand sewing stuff is my not manic. It is kind of manic. My very random quilt that I'm doing. I can't remember what it's called. It's, you know, the one with all the different shapes and things. That needs a place to live. But it needs to be over by the sofa, because I don't do that over here very often. My carry bag will only be for my planners, my studio journal, this one, my personal journal, which is the same as this, my current sketchbook, so whatever I happen to be working on at the time will be in it, but at the moment I'm not working in a sketchbook at all. I haven't got anything going, so I don't have a sketchbook in there. My basics for drawing and planning, which is all in my pencil case. I've got those 4 bags of stickers, and I'll just put some basic tools like a glue stick. I've got a pair of scissors in my pencil case. I'll put a highlighter in there. I'll put maybe a water brush, something like that, a little palette of paints, something like that in there, and then that's it. I don't need any more than that, because if I can't carry it, there's no point in you having it set up. And then on this side, at the top, pens and pencils. Then my mixed media stuff, my Neocolor 2s, my water-based pencils, my other tins of paints and things that I use. Then my journal stuff, which will be all the paper and stuff from in there. My happy planner. The happy planner stuff that I'm not currently using. So the stacks of paper, because you get a stack of paper, it's like 100 sheets. You're only losing like 9 sheets at a time at the most. So I don't need the other 80 sitting in my planner or on my desk. They can sit in a drawer. But I need to be able to get to them. My stickers, my accessories, all that kind of stuff. And then at the bottom, I've got my witchy junk journal, my Christmas junk journal, which is current project, another current project space. Let's have 3 current project spaces. And then I've got 2 more drawers still to add things into. This sounds like it might work, doesn't it? It actually sounds like it might work. I'm going to move one of these up. I'm trying to keep paper and stuff near the bottom because it's heavy. And stuff that I use all the time at the top. So my journal stuff I use all the time, but my happy planner stuff I won't be using all the time. Maybe I could swap that with another current project and put this down here where it's a bit heavier. So we've got 3 lots of paper items down here to see it where it's heavy. And then up here, I'm just going to add a second mixed media thing, because I actually don't know how much mixed media I've got, but I don't want to put it in a big drawer, because then if I put it in a big drawer, I'm going to have to root through it every time I want to find something. It will be easier to have it in a thin drawer, because these drawers are only about that deep, where I can have maybe I have one palette on top of another and I can see, or I've got my paint on top of the palette that I use it in, or something like that. But then I might need more area space than just one drawer. So I've put 2 drawers. If I don't need it, I don't need it. If I do, I do. And if I only need it for like a couple of bits and pieces, or perhaps for the current project that I'm working on, the particular paint or ink or whatever, you know, that's always a possibility. It means I can keep my desk clear. That's the thing. I don't want to have things out on the desk all the time. because, oh, I need to have that ink out because I'm going to be using it again on Saturday. I could put it away, but then I'll forget what ink it was. So better to have a drawer specifically for stuff I'm using than... Plus, I go through stages. Hi, Chris. Hi, Cody. I go through stages where I'm like, this ink is the most perfect colour I've ever seen. I need to use it on all the things. I'm not alone, am I? Come on. These particular two paints are my absolute colour story at the moment. I need to pull out everything I own in these two colours because I love this colour scheme together, right? You go through phases and then you use it for the next 3 weeks and then you never want to see that colour again. And I would like to be able to pull out those colours that I'm using regularly and have them in a drawer while they're the hot thing of the moment, you know? Does that make sense? You switched from ink to markers for stamping. Yeah. For instance, yeah, you suddenly go through a phase of using markers. Or you suddenly go through a phase of using all of your watercolours. Or you suddenly need somewhere to put all of your Gansai Tambi paints because suddenly they're the best thing since sliced bread, you know. I would like to have... So this will be my mixed media staples. And then this will be the flavour of the month. That's the phrase I was looking for. This will be my flavour of the month. Because I do get addicted to a certain colour of pencil or a certain pen. Or, I mean, at the moment, I've gone back to my Bic pens. I'd forgotten how nice these were to write with. And on this moleskin paper and the Happy Planner paper, oh my God. Bic ballpoint pens work like a dream. So I've suddenly gone back to using these, which I haven't for ages because I've been using my 4 colours. But I just love these very simple black ballpoint pens. Oh, anyway. I think I could also do with a drawer of... Now, the question is... Which am I going to use more? I don't... See, I've got the stuff in my top drawer here. Things like staples and paper clips and, you know, extra trimmers and extra craft blades and all that kind of stuff. The kind of storage items. I've got a pack of extra erasers in there and things like that. I don't need to get into that drawer all the time, but I do need to be able to access it when I need something. I'm just thinking, I've got things like, because I am not girly. I don't have a dressing table, okay? I don't have, like, a storage thing where I put all my nail polishes or whatever. I've got, like, 5 things of nail polish. And 2 of those are clear. I don't have a lot of girly stuff. What I do have that I use on a daily basis is in the bathroom, because that's where I use it. But I also have things like my hand cream and lip balm and my mascara and stuff like that. Just things that I use when I'm about to stream. And I'm wondering if it would be worth putting one of these drawers aside for that. Because it's not like I don't have enough room. This cart is going to be a godsend, I think. So I could put things like that in there. Just, what do we call it? Toiletries? I mean, it's not really toiletries, but... Because currently, on my desk, right, I've got things like... I've got a couple of hair clips that I use for when I'm put extra moisture on. I've got very dry skin because of my thyroiditis. I've got very, very dry skin. So it's not a case of I put moisturiser on in the morning and I'm done. This is more kind of, I have moisturiser on my desk and I add everything to it. A primping drawer. Oh, I like that. A primping drawer. Yeah. So I've got like these because I put my hair back with it. to put my... I've got my hand cream. My hand cream. This is the biggest bottle of hand cream ever. But it's the only hand cream that works for me. But it would be really handy to just have somewhere else to put it than... Looks like I need a new one. Oh. And this is why this notebook is useful. Buy hand cream. See, I don't need to have get my planner out and write it down and find the page and write it down and everything. I can just put it in that notebook and I can worry about transferring it later. It's like having a million post-it notes in your pocket. It's such a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Is it a gimmick for me? Maybe. But it's fulfilling my nerdy streak because it's like a police notebook, which is it's just funny to me. A stream prep drawer. Yeah, you could call it that. I don't know. I'll probably just call it makeup and shit. But there's all sorts of stuff that I have, like I've got a hairbrush sitting on my desk because of course I have. All the sorts of things that people normally carry in their handbag, I've got on my desk. So yeah, it might be worth having a drawer for it. Specifically, so that I can just pull out the drawer, do what I need to do, and then put it away again. This is good. This is good. Okay. So my sketchbooks are going to go in my carrier. Down. I'll put carrier box. I know what that means. It's down here. Go full Captain Jack Sparrow and call it your personal effects. More personal effects, please. If you please. Yeah, we could do. Hi, Tyler. Personal effects. More personal effects. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea because that idea, my personal stuff, would give me somewhere to put things like when I take my big bangly bracelet off because it's banging on the table and it's annoying me, and I take it off and I go, where am I going to put it? I just dump it on the table. I want to stop doing that. I want to have somewhere to put it, and that would be the place that I would put it. So yes, personal effects. Personal effects. And that can even include things like my little travel notebook. You know, oh, I need some more space on the desk. Where am I going to put this? Well, I would either throw it in my couch bag up here, or I would throw it in my personal effects drawer. Personal effects drawer. I'm already there. Personal effects drawer. That's what it's called. Personal effects. Now my personal effects drawer. Okay. Does this feel like it's going to work? The only thing about this is that because I am naturally left-handed, I feel like these are the wrong way round. But I'll get used to it. It'll be fine. Because actually it'll make more sense. Because these, I don't need to pull out the whole drawer. I just need to be able to pull them out and be able to access it. Whereas these, I'll need to be able to pull out the whole drawer, which means I have to be able to get it past. If I'm turned this way, it's got to get past my knees. I've got to be able to get it past my chair. And I've got nowhere to back up to because I've got a table there. So being able to pull them out here. It's on the wrong side. Everything needs to be flipped. But it will do for now. Okay, I think I've done that. Yes. Now all I've got to do is wait for it to arrive and build it. Where are we up to? Two more stops. So he's going to arrive just as we stop the stream. Fantastic. So I will stop streaming in a minute so that I'm I am aware that that means I've done 2 streams in a row that are only an hour and a half instead of 2 hours, but do we have a time limit on streams? Am I going to have a stream some days where I might do 3 hours? Have I had streams where I've done 3 hours instead of 2? Yes. So do I care? No. Yeah. I think this can work. So, since we're done with that, I think we're done with that. Let's put that away. I will update you on how it goes. And I may add, because that's my studio journal, I may add photos to my studio journal. Let me show you what I've done with this one, because this one I've been working on. I've not had a lot of chance to do much in this since the other day. Something I do want to do is swap these rings out, because these rings are driving me insane. They are crazy making. They're metal rings, which obviously metal rings are just far more betterer, as Captain Jack would say, much more betterer. But they're bigger. They're storage rings, and I didn't realise that. They weren't marked as extra large, but they're 35mm instead of 30mm, and they're just that little bit too big. So I'm going to swap them back for my rainbow coloured ones, which is why I've just got these out. So that I remember to do that. I'm not going to do it on camera because we'll have lots of popping sounds and things, but I'll use this for my storage papers, so I can put all my storage papers together and then they won't get destroyed or anything. This is my astrology and tarot. I printed out a new calendar for it, and these prints are available for my patrons. Different levels get different prints, but the basic prints are available. I've printed out an ephemeris for the year, which we're going to use in astrology. You can get that from, that's not mine, it's from Cafe Astrology. I've put in some blank pages so that I can do some journaling bits. And I've got a list here of what I need to put in here. So my card of the year, I've got a card of the year and I've got my monthly cards for the year. I want to do a page for the year of the snake. I want to do my tracker for my suits, which is, if I can find my tarot journal for last year. Which I can't. No, it could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. What I do is I set up a page for each suit plus the major arcana. I've got a list of all the cards down one side, and I mark off dates that those cards occur. So, and whether they're reversed or not. So those particular cards, I can see if a card keeps coming up over the year, which I find I get repeat cards. I get a card that will haunt me for the whole year. And I find it useful to track when that happens because it ends up being significant usually. I want a page for key astrological events, but I've also got one. I've got one for each month where I can make notes, but I want a simple page at the front where I've just a list of key astrological events, so that I know which ones I need to make notes of in here. And just because it makes the years, the month's key astrological events doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be on the yearly calendar. But there's stuff like, obviously the big one this year is Sun in Pluto. We've got a Sun conjunct Pluto on the 21st. Big in Aquarius. Big. So I want to do the key astro events of the year. I didn't put the year on there. I want to do the wheel of the year. I need to put that into my calendar. And I also want to make some dividers, because I don't have any dividers to divide this lot up, and this is going to be notes. So yeah, that needs to happen. And then I've got my months. I've done my own printables for the months so that I've got what I need. The calendars I can show you on April. So the calendars, obviously, you have the other half of the calendar, and then you have the other half of this week on the back, etc. But the last page actually has April on it, but I can't use this because it's out of date. So I literally just stuck that onto there so that I've got a month overview in here. And I can use this for forward notes, important dates, overview of the month after, so a review of the month at the end, all sorts I can use this for. Then I've got my key events, which will be astrology and Wheel of the Year stuff. I've got my astrology calendar, which is what we go through the first week of the month on Patreon. That's an all Patreon thing. Everybody gets this. And we go through the astrology for the whole month. So Tyler was asking me this morning, what the hell is going on with the astrology? Because holy heck. Yes, yesterday, Sun in Capricorn square Chiron in Aries, and Mercury moved into Capricorn. So yes, was your answer. Yes. If you're a patron, you get these. The higher tier patrons get the whole set. The lower tier get the calendar and then the tarot reading. But Maddie, stop, please. We discovered that it's on the 23rd. There's an astrological pentagram, which is, if you're an astrologer, you'll go, what the hell is an astrological pentagram? That's not an aspect. But if you're astrology, tarot, and witchcraft, then you'll look at that and go, oh, hell yeah, that's a pentagram. And then you can see that the 5 points of the pentagram are the key events for the month. And you go, oh, look at that. They're all aligning. This should be fun. So I wrote down what that all is. And then we did a tarot spread, which again, this is what the lower tiers, all patrons get these. So all patrons get the calendar and this, but they've also got this month. I don't normally do an extra, but you need this to understand this. So I chucked it in there. It's a back-to-back page. It makes it easier if you've got 2 pages because you can print them together. So this is the tarot reading that we're going to be doing later. This was my notes from the tarot reading from the other day when we were working it out. And then this side I will use for making my notes about my cards that I pulled for this. I can't remember if I pulled the cards for this or not. I have to go back and look at the video or ask somebody who was in class. Cody will know. Did I pull all the cards for this, or did I only pull the 2 cards for the 12th and the 21st? I think I only pulled the 12th and the 21st, these 2. And then I did my 13, my card of the year, didn't I? I think that's what I did. Cody will know. Cody remembers everything. She's probably got it written down somewhere. I haven't got it written down, but she's probably got it written down. The first 2. I did these 2, didn't I? Yeah. So I got... So for these, I got the... I need a chunky pen. Where's my chunky pens? I want a chunky pen. Here's my pencil case. Maddie, stop, please. Stop being naughty. So for this one, I pulled the Magician and I pulled the World. Maddie, stop, please. Stop. Good girl. We're not finished yet. Nowhere near time. And then I did the yearly, yeah. My yearly is, card of the year is the moon. So that needs to go up here. Because I'm going to do a whole page for my card of the year. And I can't be bothered to come up with something myself because my brain is on overload with this. So I think what I'm going to do for my card of the year is follow by Bun's tutorial on her Patreon. On her... I said Instagram and Patreon at the same time and came up with pentagram. Okay. On her Patreon, she's done a thing for her tarot card of the year. So I think I'll just do what she's done because it just makes... I don't have to think about it. That's the whole point of being in other people's classes. So sometimes you don't want to have to think. You've got enough thinking to do when you're teaching stuff. You don't want to have to think about the stuff that you're not having to teach. I don't need to teach people how to journal their card of the year. We did that last year. So I can do something myself that's somebody else's idea this year. Just play with it. So yeah, that's the... And then we've got my notes. So that's for other stuff that I might want to make note of. Specifically for astrology and tarot. But we're also going to be doing... see, this is the kind of thing I would put in here. So Astro, which is on the... My Astro is on the 21st and the 23rd. Yes, 21st of Jan. We're doing a deep dive into Uranus direct in Taurus, and then for tarot on the 23rd we'll do a reading for Uranus direct in Taurus. So that's just so that I know. But then I'll need... Oh, now I need some paper to put in here, don't I? So I can... yeah. So I need somewhere to put my notes. I need all that kind of stuff. I've got a piece of lined paper up here already. I've got an A4 arc system. And the arc system... The arc paper fits in the Happy Planner, but the Happy Planner doesn't fit in the arc because the distance in here is different. So the Happy Planner, the distance between along this thing, this bit here, that distance is twice as wide in the Happy Planner. So this paper fits in the Happy Planner, but not vice versa. But I've got an A4 arc system that somebody gave me that I never use because I don't like A4 paper. B5 is my jam. So since I've had this for like, I don't know, 8 years and never used it. Originally I was going to use it for my own astrology course that I was doing. Never got round to using it because I don't like A4 paper. So I'm just going to chop this down to A6. B5 and put it in here. And use it for my astrology in here. So this can go in here, ready for my note taking. Because I do like to do research. I don't like to write a lot, but I do like to do research. So this will be Uranus direct in Taurus. And that is from the 30th of January. Yeah, 30th of January. Until probably mid-September. I don't know the exact date, so let's check. Oh, I'm the next stop. So we're going to stop in a second. As soon as I've checked this date, I'm going to stop. Cafe Astrology. Cafe Astrology is where I get all my dates from. Planetary Overview, Astrological Aspects. Planetary Overview, that's what I want. Retrograde in September-ish for Uranus. Uranus retrograde, September 6th. And it's in Taurus, but it's going retrograde at 1 degree of Gemini. So when does it move into Taurus? When does it move into Gemini? Uranus, 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 Uranus. Where are you? Uranus moves into Gemini, July 7th. So 7th of July. And then into Gemini. And then retrograde on, when did we say? The 6th of September? 6th of September. Retrograde 6th of the 9th. I don't need to... This is about Uranus direct, so I don't need to worry about Uranus direct. You know, Uranus direct in Taurus, then I've got Uranus direct in Gemini in July. So that won't be on this. That will go into the second half. Because this is monthly. That will go into the July section. But I will make a note of that on here. Because this will get transferred. So direct until the 7th of July. When it moves into Gemini. And then it's retrograde again on the 6th of September. So I will make my notes on here for when I do the class. But this won't actually be my journal page about Uranus direct. I will do a journal page up here somewhere for Uranus direct. It'll just have the basics. Same as what's it called? The Year of the Snake. I will have a page that of information about Year of the Snake, what snake means, how it affects me, etc. But I will just do a page in here for an art page for the Year of the Snake with the basic information on it. So it's kind of a reference page, if that makes sense. So there you go. That's that journal. You probably won't see a lot of this. You won't see me working in this journal on stream. This is mostly going to be on Patreon. But if you're interested, come over and join the Pen and Paper Pals. Because that's where we do journaling, planning, astrology and tarot. That's it. I'm going to call it a day there because I think my parcel's going to arrive any minute. There's no point in trying to stream for another straggle, however long, and then get interrupted. It's pointless. So I will stop there and I will see you again on... I've decided I'm not going to stream Fridays. I like having my Fridays as a half day. My Fridays is like a wind down day and I like it. So I'm going to do Mondays. So I will be back on YouTube on Monday at 1. So we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm trying it out for January. We'll see how we get on. Might work, might not. We'll see how it goes. And if you're on Patreon, I will see you. We've got an all Patreon session this afternoon for tarot. So we're going to do the pentagram tarot spread for that astrology today. And I will see you there at 5. And tomorrow we're on Twitch having a Friday crafternoon, but we might be organising my art cart. I'll just warn you about that now. We might be organising the art cart. Thanks for joining me. I will see you all again very soon. Bye.